You've read The Godfather, right?
Godfather. Sure, who hasn't?
I thoroughly enjoyed seeing this. I have finished the entire series. It was so captivating. There's so much I want to talk to you about. So we'll just dive right in. Miles, let's start with you. I mean, what an amazing role. What an unbelievable, in the true sense of the word, story. Talk to me about Ruddy and this dedication and commitment to seeing it through the way he wanted The Godfather to be done.
Thank you. I think with Al, when I was kind of looking at it, and especially after having read all the scripts, is that I feel like who Al becomes in the last episode, he should barely even recognize kind of a little more, who he was in the beginning. I mean, he really earns his stripes in this, and I think those experiences. He just had to deal with so many obstacles all the time, and for an actor, the more stuff you have to deal with, the better. There was never a boring day in the life of playing Al Ruddy.
Absolutely. And Juno, Betty, I want her on my team. I want her in my corner. She was an incredible person. Talk to me about, getting to play that role.
Yeah, I mean, what an honor, right? She's just a woman that I think we can all learn a little from, about having that kind of the bravery and the balls to kind of, go forth and fight for what she wants, and for what she values, and then also for this extraordinary journey that she gets to go on with Al, who also believes in her and also allows her to know that he needs her belief in him as well. And I think on top of that, we're telling the story about making The Godfather, so like this, wow, it's a double, a triple, it's an all the whammies. But I think that it's kind of, for me, it feels like it's a once in a lifetime experience. Maybe I'll be lucky enough again to experience something like this, where you're living this kind of life of somebody that helped make something that changed history, and you're telling the beginning of how that even happened, and you're doing it in this paramount lot, which is it is kind of in my mind, and I know Miles was talking about it earlier, it's kind of the quintessential old Hollywood. So you're sort of living a fantasy whilst you're working, whilst telling the story of creating somebody else's fantasy that became The Godfather. It was extraordinary.
As a audience member, I felt the same way. Like I felt like we were watching this history unfold in a way that I had never known, of something that's been such a beloved piece of cinematic history for the last 50 years. Miles, one of the things that I find is so interesting, definitely within Ruddy's life and Francis Ford Coppola's life, and the talking about The Godfather, but then in all of our lives, it just seemed like obstacle after obstacle. There's always somebody that wants to, take steal the thunder, or take it away, so to speak. For you, what does that look like? How do you problem solve? How do you stay optimistic? How do you just keep the end in sight and stay focused on that goal?
I mean, I don't know. I think I was instilled with a certain kind of constitution, as it may be, or of my own kind of set of morals and standards, and so those become the things that I feel, as long as I'm upholding those, then I'm happy. And if I feel like I'm kind of letting certain things kind of fall, or I'm letting certain people in my life down, then that's the thing that gets to me. But other than that, I feel like if I'm kind of following this compass, then it's all good.